Today in this video, I'm going to try installing Windows 11 on an old computer from 1998 with a Pentium II processor. Let's start with the specs of our old computer. This is a PC from 1998 that originally came with Windows 98. It's got a Pentium II processor, 256 megabytes of RAM, and an 8 megabyte video card. If you're interested, you can check out a review of this computer on my channel. I'll leave a link in the description. To start installing Windows 11, we need this computer to boot from a flash drive or a disk. But it only has a CD-ROM drive, which means it can't read DVDs, and the Windows 11 image is 4 gigabytes in size. We won't be able to burn it onto a regular CD. Also, the BIOS here doesn't support booting from a flash drive. So you can't start the installation of Windows XP, Windows 7, Windows 8, Windows 10, or Windows 11 from a flash drive on this machine. So what can you do? The only way to start installing Windows 11 is from within the existing Windows operating system. Simply put, every version of Windows, starting from the very first one, can be upgraded to the next version from within the already installed system. That is, from Windows 1 to Windows 2, XP, Windows 7, 8, 10, and 11. But there's a problem because I've already done this kind of upgrade in one of my previous videos. There are going to be some spoilers now, so if you haven't watched the video about installing Windows 10 on this PC, you can go check it out. The link will be in the description. In that video, I actually managed to install Windows 7 on this computer, but when I tried to start the Windows 10 installation, an error popped up saying that the system requirements weren't met. So to save time, I'm going to try installing Windows 11 on a computer that actually supports it. In this case, it's a high-end PC from 2009 with an i7 processor. Next, using Acronis, I'll create a full backup of the installed Windows 11 and then write it to the IDE hard drive from this old computer from 1998. After that, I'll try to power it all on. Hopefully, nothing blows up. Alright, so I installed the IDE hard drive with the full copy of Windows onto the old computer. Windows 11. Right now, we're in the BIOS. And you're probably wondering, how on earth did I manage to connect this old computer, which of course doesn't have any HDMI ports, just a standard blue VGA, to a modern monitor with 144 Hz refresh rate? For that, I used this special adapter, which, as you can see, works perfectly at low resolutions. Basically, there's nothing we need to do here except move the hard drive up in the boot order and save the settings. The HP Vectra logo appears. Well, it looks like it just rebooted. Let's see, maybe it'll work this time. Nope, it's just stuck in a reboot loop, and there aren't even any blue screens of death. Apparently, the computer just doesn't understand what it's being asked to run. So it turns out we won't be able to install Windows 11 on this old computer. Why not? The thing is, to run Windows 11, and actually Windows 10 and Windows 8 as well, you need what are called SSE2 instructions, which first appeared in Pentium IV processors. It is possible to run Windows 8 and Windows 10 on the later revisions of Pentium IV processors, but those are really hard to find. That's why I bought a Pentium D processor, which came out just a couple of months after Pentium IV production ended, and installed it in the Craftway computer you're seeing on your screens right now. If you watched the previous video, you saw that Windows 10 did run on this processor. But what about Windows 11? Let's find out. We write Windows 11 to a flash drive and boot from it. The boot process was successful. We click install, select the operating system version, and then we get an error saying that this computer doesn't meet the minimum system requirements. By the way, this message didn't appear when installing Windows 10. So what should we do? How do we handle this? Well, actually, there are tons of ways online to bypass the TPM 2.0 check. The most common one is through the registry. However, no matter how many methods I tried, the error kept popping up. There's another, more reliable way, and by the way, there's a video about it on my second channel. The link will be in the description. You need to take the install.esd file from the Windows 11 installation image, copy it somewhere, then write the Windows 10 image to a flash drive, and in that same folder, replace it, like this. Then, just like before, go into the boot menu and select our flash drive. Of course, not in UEFI mode because we have an old computer and it just doesn't have that option. Click Next, then Install, choose the version, accept the agreement, and you'll get to the disk manager. So we managed to bypass the TPM 2.0 check. As you can see, it detected all the connected drives. In this case, just one, which is a 128GB SSD. But that's not all, because we actually need to boot into Windows itself. The installation is started, but will it actually boot? Alright, let's delete all the partitions here, leave the disk as unallocated space, click next, and wait for it to finish. The setup is underway. Fingers crossed it's not the blue screen of death. And unbelievably, we end up at the Windows 11 welcome screen on an old PC from 2008. Luckily, there were no blue screens. Now we have successfully made it to the desktop. Also, I want you to take a good look at how fast Windows 11 boots up on this aging hardware. Not bad at all for a dual-core Pentium 4, right? Let's go to my computer's properties. And what do we see? An Intel Pentium D processor, which was produced from 2005 to 2008, 2GB of RAM, and Windows 11 Pro. So what does all this mean? If we look at the system requirements for Windows 11, you'll notice that the minimum amount of RAM is 4GB, a processor with a frequency of 1 GHz, and at least 2 cores. But here, we actually meet the system requirements, UEFI with secure boot support. By the way, this old 2008 computer doesn't have any UEFI at all. Next, a TPM version 2.0 security module, but of course, that's not here either. A video adapter compatible with DirectX 12. Even though the DirectX properties show version 12, our video card actually doesn't support it because we've got a GeForce 8400 GS here. The maximum DirectX support for this video card is DirectX 10. So what does that mean? It means that Windows 11 has exactly the same system requirements as Windows 10, but that's at least for version 21H2. It's possible that over time, Microsoft will add something to the Windows 11 installation image, and then you won't be able to install it on this 2008 computer anymore. But when that'll happen, nobody knows. Right now, as you can see, this version installed without any problems at all. Well, except for the tweaks with the image, of course. So you can use the Windows operating system on an old computer. Windows 11, if we open Device Manager, you can see that the processor is constantly maxed out at 100%, even if I just move the mouse around. Of course, it's clear that I'm also recording with Bandicam here, but believe me, even without it, the CPU is still pegged at 100%. This computer has 2 GB of RAM installed, and as you can see, the memory isn't completely full. I think Windows 10 would show pretty much the same results here. All the programs in the browser installed without any issues. And as usual, I'm gonna try to open my till. And as you can see, everything opens up just fine. And since it loaded YouTube, it also opens other websites without any problems. Everything lags like crazy, but it's still usable. Now, I'm gonna try running some games from around 2008. That's back when Pentium D processors were being sold, and the motherboard we're using now was also on the market. Well, sticking to the classics, we've got Half-Life Opposing, Painkiller, and Quake IV here. Let's start with Painkiller. For some unknown reason, Bandicam couldn't record the video, but the game launched successfully. So I just inserted gameplay footage from another video here. It shows somewhere between 40 and 100 FPS. Moving on, let's try launching Half-Life. Everything started up. Of course, there's nothing surprising about that because Half-Life Opposing runs on everything from Windows 98 all the way up to Windows 11. Basically, you could say it works on every Windows operating system. Let's keep going. This is Quake IV. Everything loaded up. Whoa, that's wild. Man, I never got to play Quake IV because back then I didn't have any kind of modern computer. Everything lagged, pretty much like what you're seeing on your screens right now. Yeah, it's lagging like crazy, but it works. So it turns out that on an old computer running Windows 11, you can launch programs and games. Basically, everything will work just fine for you. Of course, you won't be able to run a game that requires DirectX 12 support, for example, because this graphics card is limited to DirectX 10, so Fortnite, for instance, won't run here. So what's the bottom right? The Windows 11 operating system can't be installed on an old PC from 1998 for the same reason as Windows. 10. However, we found that in reality, the system requirements for Windows 11 are almost the same as those for Windows 10, and you can actually run Windows 11 on an old computer from 2008 as long as the processor supports SSE2 instructions, even something as old as a Pentium 4 or Pentium D. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to give it a like and let me know in the comments which operating system you want me to install next. All the best. See ya!